Welcome back to Breakfast. This is important. You need to watch this interview. This time of year always sees people downing echinacea, vitamin C and various other supplements to ward off colds and flu. But do these natural remedies actually work? Well, here to try to clear up the confusion is Dr. Shaun, who's releasing a book on this very subject next week. Good morning to you. Good morning. This is the book, Our Natural Remedies That Really Work. First of all, tell me how you came to your conclusions.
Well, as part of lots of publications I've been writing, I was a sceptic actually on natural health remedies, and I saw all these lots of good studies on natural health products in good journals. So I changed my mind. Being a scientist, you're going to look at the evidence, and I think for the public it's very confusing. They don't know which ones work and which ones don't. The media say all sorts of things, and the public don't really have the skills to assess the literature. So what I've done is I've gone through the last 2 years, everything I could possibly find, and I found around 150 studies that are really quite good, and we've summarised them in this book.
Right. I mean, there will be some things that people have looked at, and one researcher would have said, yes, it works, another researcher would have said, no, it doesn't.
That's right.
You've balanced it all up.
That's right.
Conclusions in here. Let's talk through some of the ones that a lot of people use. Echinacea.
Well, as you say, sometimes there's positive studies, sometimes there's negative ones. Last year with echinacea, there was a meta-analysis. That's where you put all the studies together to try and find out the truth, and it was very, very positive for echinacea. So if you take it every day, it'll reduce your chances of getting a cold by around 60%.
OK, that's good to know.
And the duration of the cold, it'll last for around 1.5 days less.
Ah, OK, echinacea gets a tick.
Yeah.
Glucosamine.
Definitely for arthritis of the knee or the hip. Osteoarthritis, this is not rheumatoid. And definitely improvements in symptoms, but also the structure of the cartilage of the knee as well.
Fish oil.
By far the most important natural supplement, a whole heap of research going on, stunning proof for heart disease and a lot of psychiatric problems, depression.
I noticed that in the book you even looked at ice. I guess that's the ultimate natural remedy.
It is, and that actual study looked at the duration you need to keep it on for when you have a sprain, so you need to put ice on there, and there's some good information on that.
So how long?
So around 20 minutes is all you need. You don't
20 minutes.
Don't need to do 3 hours.
OK, and you put it in once.
Yeah.
You injure yourself, ice for 20 minutes, and then you can forget about it.
But more details in the book.
More details in the book. If I was to walk into a health remedies shop right now, what would then be the 3 things, for example, you would tell me to stock up, to put into my first aid kit?
Sure, well, it depends what your requirements are, but the 3 with the most evidence and the most research going on by far would be honey for wounds, is definitely proven. Omega-3 fish oils for all sorts of things, cardiovascular and psychiatric particularly. And the other one would be probiotics, which are like live bacteria. They're very good for all sorts of things to do with your gastrointestinal tract.
With the omega-3, for example, would you advise people to maybe be popping an omega-3 tablet every day? Well,
the American Heart Association do for people at risk of heart disease. And a study out just this week that I saw compared for severe depression, omega-3 to Prozac. And it was just as good.
Really?
Yeah.
OK. You didn't have all positive findings.
No.
Homeopathy.
Yeah, you won't find a section on homeopathy in the book. Homeopathy, by definition, there is no active ingredient in there. It is, in my opinion, pure placebo.
Given that, so this is natural remedies that really work. So these are only the ones that are worth looking at, basically. A lot of people will be watching this and think, that's rubbish, because I use homeopathy and it works for me. Yeah,
well, it probably does. So why do I have those contradicting statements? Well, because it works by placebo, the power of the mind. The placebo effect is very, very powerful. We don't know exactly how it works. You can get up to 50% improvements in studies on placebo. There's no doubt homeopathy is a good placebo. So it's the knowledge that you're doing something that you think is right for yourself, and I guess that you're helping yourself, that you actually... Your head fixes your body. And I think that's fine, and if people believe it and they want to use it, that's absolutely fine, as long as they get better. But what I'm saying in the book is these are the ones with good scientific research to back them. Brilliant. Shaun, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Dr. Shaun, and here's the book, Natural Remedies That Really Work. Brilliant.